Welcome back to the Health Habit Podcast. Today we are taking the big, complicated thing that is human health and then simplifying it into 3 core pillars. Regardless of who you are, what your circumstances are, if you focus on these 3 areas, I can guarantee you will see improvements in your health and wellness. But before we get into it, let's read the review of the week. This one is by Chrisser65. In their review, they give a great piece of advice, which is to get a piece of paper and a pen, because you're going to want to write it all down. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by health advice, struggling to stay consistent, and craving more ease in your diet and calm in your mind? Then you are in the right place, my friend. Welcome to the Health Habit Podcast. I'm Maria, a nature-loving herbalist, science-obsessed nutrition therapy practitioner, and your guide to holistic healing. If you're ready for simple wellness solutions, nutrition tips, and mindset shifts to help you feel energized, fulfilled, and in control of your health, then brew up some tea or crack open a kombucha, and let's get into it. If you are listening to this podcast, then the chances are you are a pretty committed individual. You're ready to improve your life and your health and wellness, which is amazing. But let me tell you, it's not easy. So if you want to create as much success as possible, and you want to do it in as quick of a time as possible, then you're going to want to provide yourself with a supportive community, which is why I have created a Facebook group for women like you who are committed to natural wellness and personal growth. It's called the Health Habit Community, Holistic Health for Women Ready to Thrive. And I designed it for people like you and I who are done starting over and are ready to finally build the healthy lifestyle that we've been dreaming of. Inside, you'll find weekly mindset prompts, nutrition challenges, wellness tips, and other inspiring ways to take action on your goals. So tap the link in the show notes or head over to thehealthhabit.net/newsletter and scroll down to join the community. I cannot wait to welcome you inside. Now, I spent a good deal of time thinking about what are the 3 things, the 3 foolproof things that you can focus on to create health. And true lasting health where you don't just not have symptoms, your body is thriving. How do we build that? And quick backstory, I created the Health Habit because I was so fed up with seeing people go to the doctor's office and then have no idea what to do with all the information. People need practical knowledge so that we can actually create momentum and healing within our lives. And that's why I created this podcast. That is why I created my business. And every single thing that I do is aimed to make it as simple and easy to apply as possible so that we can actually create the momentum in the world. So with all that being said, what are the 3 pillars of health? Number 1, literally the first thing I would suggest you focus on is diet. Number 2, sleep. And number 3, nervous system regulation. When I say diet, what I mean is a nutrient-dense, whole food diet. Now, that may sound overwhelming, but don't panic. I'm going to streamline this for you. Nutrient-dense foods provide your body with a lot of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, all the good stuff that your body then uses to create tissues and hormones and to regulate all of its natural functions. These nutrient-dense foods are usually low in calories, which is why you'll often hear them being called superfoods, because even if you eat a small amount of them, they give your body everything it needs and nothing else. Because at the end of the day, your body needs nutrients, not necessarily calories. Some examples of nutrient-dense foods are blueberries, flax seeds, dark leafy greens, oranges, sweet potatoes, and beets, as compared to your high-calorie, low-nutrient foods like French fries, fruit juices, soda, white bread, pastas, ice cream, fried chicken, that kind of thing. The next thing to consider is whole foods. These are unprocessed, natural food ingredients. So, oranges as compared to orange extract. The more natural it is, generally the more nutrient dense it is. Processing foods naturally destroys the nutrients. So the more processed something is, generally the less nutrient dense and the less nourishing it is going to be for your body. So naturally, having a bowl of roasted vegetables is going to provide you a lot more nourishment than eating a bowl of pasta Alfredo. That's not to say that you cannot or should not enjoy pasta Alfredo. It just means that we should be focusing most of our energy and most of our diet on those nutrient-dense whole foods. Okay, the more we can adopt those kinds of meals like a Buddha bowl or a leafy green salad or a smoothie, the better off we're going to be. And then it is perfectly okay to enjoy high calorie, low nutrient meals here and there. It just shouldn't be the primary thing in our diet. In summary, pillar 1 of health is diet, specifically a nutrient-dense whole food diet. This provides your body with the building blocks it needs to thrive. The second pillar to focus on is sleep. Sleep is very often overlooked in our culture. A lot of people believe that getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep is enough, but unfortunately, it is not enough. Research has found that if you get less than 7 hours of sleep, it can be considered sleep deprivation because there are negative health consequences that arise from it. I believe the specific number is 6 hours, 40 minutes as a bare minimum, but let's call it 7 hours, give ourselves a little 20-minute safety net. Sleep literally impacts every single system in the body. It is wildly important for your health and wellness. It is going to impact your blood sugar regulation, your diet. When you are sleep deprived, you on average eat 300 more calories a day, which can equate to 70,000 extra calories a year and 10 to 15 extra pounds of weight gain because of it. On top of the amount of calories you consume in a day, it also impacts your food choices. You are simply more likely to grab those more unhealthy, high-calorie, low-nutrient foods when you are sleep deprived. So, working on your sleep is going to also help you build pillar 1, your diet. Maria, what else is impacted by sleep? So glad you asked. Brain health, your heart health, hormone balance, mood and emotional regulation, memory, creativity, immune health. Every aspect of your wellness is impacted by your sleep. If you haven't listened to episode 6, that one is completely on sleep, and I would highly suggest you listen to that episode next. If I was going to give some quick suggestions to help you improve your sleep quality, I would say make sure you are getting at least 7 hours. Really prioritize that. Do your absolute best to maintain a regular sleep time and wake up time. Lower the temperature in your room by 1 to 2 degrees. The sweet point is like 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And then for those of you like myself who historically have a hard time falling asleep, take the pressure off. You don't want to be stressed about sleeping because it's oh so important for your health. No. Do a pre-bed meditation and probably you'll fall asleep before you even finish it. Or you can take yourself on a mental walk. So pick an area that you walk in frequently and just imagine every single detail. And that leads us to pillar number 3, nervous system regulation. Your brain is the control center of your body, and it communicates with your body through the nervous system. Certain activities, nutrients, and herbs can help to nourish the nervous system because in our stressful lives and world, the nervous system often gets overworked. We generally get really stuck in that stressful, what we call a sympathetic state, and it just doesn't feel nice. It's that high heart rate and that tension, that anxiety feeling. Being in that state too often doesn't equate to happiness, and it definitely doesn't do our bodies any favors. So we can incorporate these activities, these nutrients, and these herbs into our lives to help avoid that. And what I love about nervous system regulation is it generally leads to more joy and more calm contentedness, which is a major bonus. The nutrients that are going to be the most supportive for your nervous system are your minerals. So think electrolytes, things like magnesium and zinc, and then also your B vitamins and your omega-3 fatty acids. These are the healthy fats found in fish oil supplements, nuts. So incorporating more minerals, more B vitamins, and more omega-3s is going to be really, really helpful. As far as herbs go, there are two classes of herbs that are specifically helpful for the nervous system. That is your nervines, things like lemon balm, tulsi, St. John's wort, lavender, and chamomile, as well as your adaptogens. These specifically help your body to respond better to stress. Some examples are astragalus, reishi mushroom, tulsi, and ashwagandha. I also really want to highlight milky oats. It is my absolute favorite herb for rebuilding an overworked nervous system. If one of those herbs speaks to you, you can grab yourself a tea or an herbal powder, tincture, and just start working that herb into your life. I would also really recommend my Just Chill and Smile tea blend. I designed it specifically for nervous system and emotional support, so that is a great one. I will link it in the show notes for those of you that are interested. And then as far as nervous system supporting activities goes, these are things that help to switch you from that stress, fight or flight, sympathetic state into the more calm side of your nervous system, which is called the parasympathetic nervous system. Somatic practices like yoga, tai chi, meditation are really, really great for this. You can also just take a walk in nature. It's called forest bathing. It's free, it's easy, and man, is it powerful. Exercise, dance, breath work, and also social gatherings, specifically ones that build your sense of connection to others. That is also going to be really supportive. And then mindfulness. You can literally just take a moment to look around your environment, see the sights, smell the smells, hear the sounds. That is also going to help calm you down and support your nervous system. Now that we have gone through the 3 pillars of health, I want you to pick one pillar that you feel the most called to work on, and for the next week or so, just challenge yourself to improve that one area. And if you are ready to go all in, hop into that Facebook group. It is free. Again, link is in the show note. Let me know what pillar you're going to be working on. What are you most excited about? And then come back and let us know how it's going. What are your struggles? What have you noticed improvements in? What strategies helped you to achieve in that area? Anything goes. The Facebook group is there to help us inspire each other so that we can grow and develop faster and more efficiently. Hello, beautiful human. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something new and felt inspired or blessed. If so, please take a moment to share this with a friend who's also working to improve their health and wellness. And leave me an honest review on Apple Podcasts. It lights me up to know that this podcast is helping you. Now, go get some sunshine on your skin, and I will meet you back here on Saturday morning for another episode. Bye!